Hi, this is a totally new kind of television program. It's made for ordinary Canadian kids.
Hold on. Cut!
Buchanan Television was a continuation of one of my preoccupations was to make shows for kids which made the child viewer at home feel better about themselves. There was TV on the side of the child. That was my stated intention. The idea came from a psychologist who advised me that kids at home like to see kids on TV, but at the same time they're jealous of them. Let them see the kids on TV, but let them see that the kids on TV are not escaping from the suffering of normal kids. They've got it worse.
Since I've had the opportunity to get to know quite a few of the fans who've gotten in touch through social media, how they felt about the kids mostly was that the kids were so natural and the situations were so credible. They identified with the kids. They didn't really identify with the absence of "I'm a star." They identified with the normal of the real world of childhood.
You realize, Shank, that failing all your grades in English means that I have blown the line and I'm going to bite your nose.
It was always subtle. Why are you mistreating the kids on screen? Because that makes the kids at home feel better about themselves.
It was a mirror to the kids watching that what they felt helpless with, those kids on television felt helpless with. I don't think anybody can overstate how important that is for kids to see themselves mirrored in something real. Because otherwise, how do we know who we are?
But anyway, I was wondering how the audience sees us.
You know, that's really a coincidence because I've been wondering about that too.
Really?
Yeah, and I think I finally figured it out. I know how they see us.
How?
They turn on their TV sets.
Roger really was working with those kids on an eye-to-eye level, brain to brain, creative to creative. It's why so many of the kids became writers on the show, because he encouraged them for their point of view.
The world in front of a TV, a camera, is different from the real world, and it was actually a place where they could be something else. Kids
are spontaneously their best in the first take. There's a quality in immediate, natural, intuitive reaction that is very difficult to duplicate.
I've always told them the script is a guide, it's not gospel. If you can't remember it, make something up, or if you can improve on it, make something up. And often it was kind of funnier what they did. That's why it appeared so natural. They were not constrained to saying the words.
We would talk about a sketch, talk about an idea. Roger would go away and he would say, "You're not comfortable saying it that way, are you? What would you say instead?" And so what are the chances that a child would be asked their opinion about something that somebody else created? That gave the kids so much connection to it, right? They were given so much participation in every level of it. And I've never seen that before or since.
Producers take this audience survey stuff really seriously.
I've always said that the audience was the most important part of our show. I mean, without the audience, there wouldn't be a show now, would there? So remember, I've always said that you're the most intelligent, good-looking, and wonderful audience
He's ever lied to.
You know, the extraordinary thing about Roger Price was that he didn't really think of children as less than. They were the stars of the show. They were the show concept.
As a general rule, I was making it clear that the kids were giving up their childhood for us so we could make a living, and that we should treat them with respect and decency and as equals as far as possible.
They were great, they were professional, they were comfortable, they were relaxed, they felt as though they were respected. So when you give children that sensation, that belief that they are not less than, that they are exactly who they need to be in this moment for us and for them, it's brilliant, it's brilliant.
Okay, everybody, that's a wrap.
I think the show taught people a lot about childhood. And I think it taught people a lot about paying attention.
The show did its job. That's all one has to say about it.
It was also a very silly show. It was well written. The jokes were ridiculously funny. And I think it's a shame if we don't maintain a focus on creating that kind of quality entertainment. Quality writing, quality acting, quality listening. I think that is paramount in the way we as people learn to listen and hear and respect and value each other. I think the show was groundbreaking in that way.